In case you were wondering, by the time you're 14 years old, you'll have eaten over 15,000 meals. And when you look back at all the best meals you've ever eaten, I'll bet my big toe not one of them started with a tray.
All right, it's meatloaf or fish sticks.
Teddy, it's been meatloaf or fish sticks every Friday since school was invented.
Just for the record, you should know that meatloaf also goes by several other names. Pepper steak, Swiss steak, cube steak, and Salisbury steak. That's what the cafeteria ladies call variety. And just like the food, the cafeteria ladies even look the same. Except for Emma. She was different from the others. You could see it in her eyes.
Don't eat the meatloaf. What are you gonna have, Pete?
I'll have the fish sticks.
I had no idea what that was all about.
Meatloaf, please.
But I sure knew one thing. Gelatin was for dessert. Whenever they serve gelatin, I get so disappointed. It's like they're saying, we just didn't want to make the effort.
All right, my favorite flavors, green and red.
Once Teddy and I had our trays loaded up with tray load, we headed for our usual table with our usual friends. But as I would soon learn, there would be nothing usual about this lunch, because what began with Emma and the meatloaf would soon escalate into a war that threatened the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness of yours truly.
It's kinda strange. You looking happily deranged. I can't say that you're bad. Or have you picked your target yet? It's ending. Don't you talk back? It's ending. It's ending. Don't you talk back? It's ending. It's ending. Don't you talk back? It's ending.
I once heard that when one identical twin knows that something bad is about to happen, the other twin knows it too. Somehow, they just sense it. Well, I think that also goes for best friends.
Pete, don't you usually have meatloaf on Friday?
Oh, well, today my head said meatloaf, but my heart said fish sticks.
Magda, why does the crust always cut up your sandwiches?
That's the way I like them. Ellen likes them that way, too.
Ah, so it's a girl thing. Hey, Magda, does your mom save the crust?
I don't know. Why?
I'm carving up for wrestling tryouts. If you find a big box of crust at home, bring it in.
What weight are you gonna wrestle at, Dan?
I might go for 118, but there's less competition at 210
Well, when's tryouts?
today. Hey, you gonna finish both of those? Maybe you should eat his tray.
Bill's the master of getting milk to shoot out of Teddy's nose. So every lunch, Teddy wears a nose clip. That is, every lunch since the bath.
And the guy says, it's just a small load, so I'll drop it here.
Bill says his new goal is to make milk come out of Teddy's ears.
Oh, Daddy, help, help!
I wouldn't be surprised if he does it.
I don't think that's funny. Thousands of people lose an eye like that every year.
Swap time means swap time!
Who's ready to deal?
Every lunch, without fail, Trader Tim pays a visit. And every lunch, without fail, Tim makes more deals than the stock market. One day, Tim started with a fluffernutter sandwich, an apple, and a snickerdoodle, and he made trade after trade. And when he was finished, he had a fig bar and a 1909 Honus Wagner baseball card worth $67,000.
Hey, Forsman, I'll trade you an apple scrumpy for your nose clip.
No!
All right, 2 scrumpies.
No!
Fine. Turn me down. I'm out of town.
So do you guys want to go over some stuff for the test?
Yeah. If you don't know it by now, you're not gonna know it.
The next 2 words that came spilling out of my mouth might be the 2 scariest words a kid can ever utter.
What test?
Pete, we have a test in history next period, remember?
No.
It's on the Revolutionary War.
The whole thing?
And those words signaled not only the beginning of my battle, but also my brother Pete's battle across town at his school.
Okay, class, ears to the front. As you know, my dodgeball team, the Kings, are vying for the intramural championship tomorrow. And today they'll be using your gym class to practice.
Is this guy picking your scabs the way he's picking my scabs?
So, gentlemen, if you'd all step aside, or better yet, go sit up in the stands, you may watch and learn.
No way.
Hey, put those balls down. I told you to sit up in the stands.
Lick the parquet, Cornwallis. This is our gym class.
Now, listen, you little upstarts. Do as I say, or there'll be trouble.
Yeah, but we'll be dishing it out.
Huh? You and what army?
This army!
This is your last warning. Now step aside. All right, you miserable curs. This is war.
Then let it begin. Blowhole!
How could I not know about this test?
I called you last night. To ask him how studying was going, Theodore.
Mrs. Beardsley told us about it at the end of class on Monday. Didn't you hear her?
Monday. I remember it was almost the end of class, and I was bored.
33. And to kill time, I was counting the freckles on Wayne Schlegel's neck.
37.
Then I remember looking at my history book, and I saw a flip movie that someone had drawn in it. I couldn't take my eyes off it. I just kept flipping and flipping.
Flipping and flipping. I must have been hypnotized. Because I didn't hear Beardsley say anything about a test. Wow.
Good story, Pete. But Beardsley won't buy it.
She has to. It's true. I've never failed a test in my life. I don't know anything about failing.
Don't worry, Pete. We'll help you out.
I can't believe that somebody drawing a flip movie in my book in 1967 is messing up my life today.
That's how history works, Pete. The way things are today is because of everything that happened in the past.
This is our turf, jerkweed! Go home!
We're bigger and better and stronger than these scalawags. We should be crushing them. What is the problem?
We're trying, sir, but they keep moving. We've never seen this strategy before.
Well, try harder.
Maybe if you tell Mrs. Beardsley what happened, she'll let you take a makeup test.
Don't count on it, Pete. Mrs. Beardsley never lets people out of tests. Never. Not once in her whole career. And she's been at this school longer than any other teacher.
Don't worry, Pete. What's the worst that could happen? Even if you fail the test, you can still get a C average.
That's not the worst that can happen, Pete.
It's not?
I heard that Margaret Klumper's brother failed one of Beardsley's tests. She made him touch her legs.
Oh, geez, damn, people are eating.
Just the thought of looking at Beardsley's legs was enough to make anyone's gut juice curdle. That's because they're covered with big varicose veins. And if you look at them up close, you'll see that the veins on her legs look just like a road map of central Iowa. On the news one day, I heard about a new highway they just built through Iowa. The next day, Beardsley had a new vein in just the right place.
I'm not hungry anymore.
You're not gonna finish that?
Pete, I know somebody right in this room who failed one of Miss Beardsley's tests.
Who?
Cecil Tucker.
The janitor?
Yup, when he was 14, he was an honor student. He was on the school paper, and he lost an election for class president just because it was a popularity contest. Just like you, Pete. But he never was quite the same after that test. They say the fire in his belly just went out.
I can't fail this test. I gotta study. There's only 18 minutes to go.
And with that, what became known as the lunch herd round the world officially began.
There's more Pete and Pete coming up after this.
We took you to a movie premiere. Hello. We took over Laura Quinn's house. And we took you to the stars.
Well, this time, Nick's gonna take you to the NBA All-Star Weekend for U2U Sportacular.
U2U. And go behind the scenes of this year's Super Bowl. Plus, get a taste of the new All-Star Cafe in New York City.
U2U. So join me, David Stoney, for a jam new U2U on the road.
This Wednesday at 6, 5 Central. On the only network that connects you to you. Nickelodeon.
I can see the wishing star. And a star castle. I wonder what's inside.
Now discover the secrets of the Star Castle as one turns into a Star Castle tea party, or discover star castles by the sea, under the sea, and floating in the clouds. Each has several secret chambers, wonderful magic charms, and lots of special friends. Star Castles are each sold separately from your friends at Trendmasters.
Okay, children, it's time for our Milk and Rice Krispies Treat Cereal break.
Whoa, treat cereal.
Now remember, children, treat cereal is a delicious part of a complete breakfast. My, you two certainly have been eating well.
Hey, we know what it takes for treat cereal.
You gonna finish that?
I'm so happy to be here. What's the name of your show? Giants. Really? With Mr. Williams, he's only 5'7".
Tune in when Robin Williams joins Linda Ellerby on Nick News Presents Giants. Tomorrow at 8 on the only network for you, Nickelodeon.
And now back to Pete and Pete on Nickelodeon.
Bunker Hill, Valley Forge, Fort Ticonderoga. Our forefathers fought these battles to free us from the rule of tyrants. But I guess that didn't include teachers, because in my own battle of Wellsville High, my whole life was riding on Mrs. Beardsley's test. The Revenue Act of 1767 was imposed to replace the Stamp Act.
Here, Pete, use my book. I've used a highlighter on all the important facts.
Thanks, Magda.
What's a highlighter?
I'll use my own book.
Pete, sometimes it helps to remember things if you make up a little rhyme, like John Paul Jones, he laughed at danger. The first ship he commanded was called the Ranger.
Here's one. Dumping tea in Boston Harbor caused quite a sensation. It was because of taxation without representation.
Yeah, that might work. Does anyone else have one?
Yeah, I got one. If Pete fails the test, they'll look like a sucker and end up waxing floors like Cecil Tucker. Yes! Yes!
I'm gonna try studying by myself. Sorry.
If I was gonna get through this mess, I was gonna have to do it alone. Time was against me, and it was against Pete, too. His rebel army was fighting insurmountable odds.
Common sense. You your common sense and give up.
No chance, wingnut.
All right, everybody. Answer if you dare. What if you could have $1 million a year for the rest of your life, but from now on, you always had to be on your butt? Would you do it?
Ooh, good one.
Do you guys have to play this stupid game every day?
How would I put my contacts in?
Teddy, what do you care? You could pay someone to. What am I doing? I can't concentrate.
Pete, on a dare, I once ate 17 ice cream bars and all that sugar threw my brain into hyper overdrive. If you did that, you could probably study a whole night's worth in 15 minutes.
That sounds kind of dangerous, Pete.
Very dangerous. Glucose poisoning can send you into a sugar shock coma.
It can't be that dangerous. Okay, so maybe I was wrong. Blue moon, blue. Israel Putnam said, "Don't fire until you see the bites on their thighs." I can't feel this test. I can't feel this test.
Oh, that's not a very good likeness.
Who are you?
Sergeant William Jasper, that's me in your book. Hey, you gonna finish those?
No. Go right ahead.
Fish in a stick. Is that one of Ben Franklin's ideas?
I don't know.
Is that gelatin?
Yeah.
It's like they're not even trying.
I know. Listen, can I ask you a question? I have this test.
Well, let me first ask you a question. If you could have an ox cart full of silver and enough silk clothing and three-cornered hats to last you a lifetime, but you had to clean the stables every day with your tongue, would you do it?
I don't know. I was hoping you could tell me about the Revolutionary War. My test is on that.
Let me ask you this. If you could free yourself from the forces that were oppressing you, but you had to have a rebellious disposition and fight with unrelenting fury, would you do it?
That's against regulations. You can't do that.
I didn't think, power tool.
That's it. I'm not your teacher anymore. Prepare to fight, you belligerent mongrel.
How can I fight? I have nothing to fight with. That's when I saw Emma. She was escaping. She knew what she would become if she had stayed. And I knew what I'd become if I stayed.
I'll meet you in Iowa.
Iowa. They'd never find Emma there. And they'd never find me there. It was my only hope. If I took Route 61, I could pick up Emma in Dubuque. Then we'd hit Route 20 all the way to Marshalltown, and we'd be history. Forget fighting. I was fleeing.
Sorry. Lost your way, Mr. Wrigley?
Huh?
You must be very confident to be cavorting around when we have a test in 11 minutes.
Oh. Well, I'm sure I'll do all right.
All right. I expect a student like you to do better than all right. There's nothing I dislike more than someone not living up to their potential. Oh, hello, Mr. Tucker.
Well, I've got work to do.
Then I'll leave you to do it. I'll be watching you, Mr. Ridley.
Hello, Mr. Tucker.
Hello?
Mr. Tucker, could I ask you a question?
It's a free country.
Did you ever have Mrs. Beardsley as a teacher? Mrs. Beardsley, she teaches history. You took history, right?
Well, you don't take history. It takes you deep into its tangled web. I should know. I got trapped. I couldn't get out. I just kept looking at the clock going round and round. Tyranny of time.
Thanks.
All I got now is the shine.
The shine?
You always see the truth in the shine.
The shine? What was that all about? And what was the deal with the clock? Going round and... The clock! Hey, wait a minute. Oh no! It was his book. I had Cecil Tucker's book. He was in Mrs. Beardsley's class. And he must have been hypnotized by the same Flip movie.
That's how history works, Pete. The way things are today is because of everything that happened in the past.
Magda was right. And if I didn't get out of this test, I was doomed to repeat history. Cecil's history. The tyranny of time.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, goes the clock. Time to give up the ship, scoundrel.
Don't do it, Pete! This is our gym class!
The Kings had Pete surrounded. There was no way out.
Don't ask for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for you, Wriggly. What is your decision?
And what was mine? Unless I did something drastic, history was going to repeat itself. Only this time, I'd be the victim.
Pete, what are you doing?
I can't fail this test, Ellen. It's like Patrick Henry said, if this be treason, make the most of it.
I don't think that's what he had in mind.
Today it's cheating. Tomorrow, it's overdue library books. What next, Pete? Robbing mini-marts.
I need a drink. The shine. Cecil said that I'd find the truth in the shine, but I didn't see anything. What was he talking about? A wet nap? What's that for?
You tell me when you find the truth.
That's when it all became clear to me. As I stared into the shine, the truth stared back. And the truth was that Pete Wrigley was no quitter.
Your last words, scoundrel. Speak them now. You must surrender or die.
So, Pete, you gonna give up the ship?
I have not yet begun to fight.
So that's how I made the Wellsville High School history books, as the 965th kid to receive a C+ from Mrs. Beardsley. And in the end, maybe I didn't know all of the names, dates, and milestones of the Revolutionary War, but like Pete, I knew something just as important, that whether you're fighting for freedom or just a grade, you must fight with honor and courage.
Nickelodeon Space Cases Lost Cadet File 6 of 7. Thelma, Techno-Human Emulating Machine. Primary function, caretaker of the Star Cruiser Krista. Summary, Android subject is at times unpredictable. Further data available. Observe Space Cases every Saturday night at 9, 8 Central, only on SNCC.
That's cool, let's do it again.
Yak Back SFX. Say it, play it, warp it, and now, sound effects.
You're watching Kellogg's Team Tiger at work. Athletes who set a goal, then go for it. Who do their best and who love the taste of Frosted Flakes. They've earned their stripes, and so can you.
It takes practice and good eating. Like a complete breakfast with the sweet crunch of Frosted Flakes cereal.
They're great.
So come on, you can join the team and bring out the tiger in you.
Taco Bell presents Nacho and Dog.
Hey, Dog, look, it's...
Super Bean.
He saves kids from Mondo bath time.
Shortens mega bedtime.
And rescues us from cheek-pinching ants.
My hero.
Now, when you purchase a Taco Bell kids meal, you can get the big, blue, keen superhero, the Tick, or another city dweller. You can collect all four at Taco Bell.
I'd like to see the bean do this.
Taco Bell.
Fetch that food, Dong.
When you're solving a mystery, always listen to suspects carefully and look for clues in unconventional places.
Or get your friends to do it.
I told you kids to stay out of my garbage!
No, I hate detective work.